Hi guys, welcome back to Drink Tutorials. Today I'm going to teach you how to make an old fashioned. Now I'm going to tell you that an old fashioned is a very simple drink on the outside. It's just 3 or 4 ingredients, but it's a very misunderstood drink and a lot of people do very bad, terrible old fashions. Today I'm going to teach you how to make my best old fashioned. A little quick history on the old fashioned was that it is actually the drink, I think the first drink where the word cocktail was used to describe it. It was invented somewhere in the 1850s at the Penn Dentist Club, and basically the legend of the drink is that a guy walked into the Penn Dentist Club in the 1850s and asked the bartender to make a drink in the old-fashioned way, and he came up with the old-fashioned. But what he was talking about was that pre-old fashions, drinks were called bittered slings, and basically what a bittered sling was alcohol with sugar and water, literally sugaring down really hot, very high proof alcohol to help the medicine go down. That is where cocktails really first got their start, and this would be purportedly the very first cocktail. So what we're going to do is we're going to add about 6 dashes. Well, I'm going to do 7. Into the bottom of a glass, and then we're going to take 1 cube of sugar and we're going to place it into the bitters. You'll see that the bitters is going to start to soak up into the sugar cube. And then I forgot it, and you'll forgive me that I forgot it, but we're going to add a dash of soda. I need to grab my soda top opener. And we're just a tiny dash of soda onto the sugar. To help it dilute. The reason why you want to put soda on your sugar and bitters mixture is because the CO2 really helps the sugar to dissolve, and what you're trying for here is not totally eviscerating the sugar, but having a nice grainy quality. And the reason why you want that grainy quality is because you want to have this drink evolve as you drink it. All right, the first sip should be pretty hot from the alcohol, and then the last sip should be like a sugar pop right on the finish. And you want that sugar pop because you know what happens when you take a mouthful of sugar is your endorphins release, and that, my friends, is what leads you to your next old fashioned. Today we're going to make a bourbon old fashioned, but I got to say that if you want to make the most historically old fashioned, you'd be using rye whiskey, which was the first. And then, to tell you the truth, also rye whiskey makes a lot of sense because rye whiskey is spicy, sugar is sweet, and you want to have a sweet spicy balance. Today we're using Dickel bourbon because I really like George Dickel bourbon, and it makes a phenomenal old fashioned. So, and then, honestly, not to mention the fact that most people really equate old fashions to bourbon. You can do bourbon or rye. They're both wonderful for different reasons. And honestly, you should try both. So we're going to do 2 full ounces of Dickel into our mixture. Okay, we're gonna muddle a little bit more to make sure we got, and you're gonna see the grain in there. And then we're gonna add our ice. So this ice is a little bit more square than my glass, so I'm gonna take an ice pick and I'm just gonna take the ends off a little bit to get it to fit in the glass. See, even that, it's still a little bit big. All right, and we're going to help it down in here so we don't splash. We're going to give it a nice stir. Now, when stirring, you want to make sure that you are adding the right amount of dilution without necessarily dissolving all the sugar. You should have a little bit of sugar still left in there because, like I said earlier, you want to have that grainy quality in this cocktail. Stir. You can check dilution by pulling the sugar cube up. The sugar cube. You can check dilution by pulling the ice cube up and then setting it down, or also you can count your stirs. It's about 30 stirs. I don't need to count because I've been doing this for so long. And when you get good at it, you won't have to count either. And then, technically, this cocktail is done with just an orange peel. But when I was taught how to make old fashions, we did orange and lemon, and I really like that the orange is sweeter, The lemon is a little sharper in flavor, and it just makes a really great flavor dynamic, so I like to put both. And then, do that. Here we go. That should be facing that way anyway. To rub the outside of the glass. There you go. And as a tip of the hat to all the crappy old fashions out there, I like to put a little Luxardo cherry. Seeing as so many people like to muddle cherries into their old fashions, I like to just have a nice high-end cherry right on top. And there you have it, my friends. The old fashioned. And if you like this and you want to see more, definitely hit subscribe.